Hello, Year 2, and welcome back to our learning on poetry. Yesterday, we learned about what is poetry, what's a stanza, and what is a rhyming couplet. And you did some work on finding rhyming words to complete rhyming couplets. Today, we're going to learn about similes. We're going to learn what is a simile, how to recognize a simile in poetry, and how to use similes in our poetry. But first, let's do a little recap just to make sure everyone fully understands what we've covered so far. My first question is, a group of lines in a poem is called a paragraph, a stanza, or a poem block? Have a think. Aha, well done. If you remembered stanza, a group of lines in a poem. Okay, our second question is about rhyming couplets. Is a rhyming couplet when the last word of a line rhymes with the last word of the next? Is it when none of the words rhyme in a poem? Or is it when the first three words in a line rhyme? Have a think. Well done if you got that right. Yes, it's when the last word of a line rhymes with the last word of the next line. All right, finally, true or false? In poetry, we use language that creates an image in the reader's head. Think back to yesterday when I talked about poetry is like art with words. Of course, it's true. And that's what we're going to be learning about today. How do we put an image inside of the reader's head? So on to similes. Have you ever heard of a simile? Well, don't worry if not. I'm going to talk you through it. So a simile compares two things by using the words like or as. So I might say, your eyes sparkle like diamonds. That's what my mother always used to say to me. Or I might say the classroom looked like a tornado had gone through it. In fact, that's what my teacher always used to say to me. What about I tiptoed as quietly as a mouse? Can you see the two things being compared here? You're not just saying I was quiet. That's kind of boring, isn't it? You're comparing yourself to a mouse, which we all know is a quiet creature. Nor did you simply say the room was messy. You compared it as if a tornado had gone through it. It creates a much better picture inside the reader's head. So to use a simile, you compare something using like or as. Now, I have a task for you. I want you to read the sentences and circle what you think is the correct comparison at the end. Let's do the first one together. The boy ran as quick as a slug or fox? Which one of those creatures is actually quick? Is a slug quick? No, so let's circle fox. If you were writing a simile about running as quick as a fox, you'd say, the boy ran as quick as a fox. You use the word as, and therefore it is a simile. Now, I want you to look at the next sentences, and I want you to pause the video now and circle each word or choose the word you think is correct. Okay, here are your answers. Did you get them all correct? Don't worry if you didn't. We're going to look through it a bit further. Let's take a look at the second one. The coins shone as brightly as the sun or a watch. Well, a watch doesn't really shine, so it's the sun. Jessie swam as smoothly as a sheep. I've never heard of a swimming sheep. Of course, it's a fish. The giant laughed as loud as, it's not whispers, they're the opposite of loud as thunder. The bells tinkled like, do giants tinkle? No, it would be more correct to say that fairies tinkle. So the bells tinkled like fairies laughing. The man was as tall as a cat or house. We don't say cats are tall, we say houses are tall. The man was as tall as a house. The baby was as quiet as a mouse or a dog. Dogs aren't quiet, they bark very loudly. The baby was as quiet as a mouse. The boy on the skateboard whizzed by like well, snails aren't fast, so it has to be a rocket. The boy on the skateboard whizzed by like a rocket. Well done if you got those correct. Okay, after that, I think you're ready for a little bit more. Let's have a look at this. Greece, the country, was hot like... Now here's a clue. Think of something yellow in the sky. Greece was hot like... Well done if you said the sun. Greece was hot like the sun. So I've used the word like here for our simile. Greece was hot like the sun. Now wait a minute. I want to make it a bit more interesting. I actually want to add in some adjectives to my simile. Greece was hot like the bright burning sun. Wowee! That is an amazing sentence. It has conjured an image in my head, which is why we use similes.